Hey there everyone, this is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Hey guys, welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live. Yes, we're going to kind of start over a bit because AT&T is having a bit of problems in our area. But to start off the show, we are doing something called the pros of cons. The con season is starting up. We're just now getting into it. Cora and I actually went up to Lubbock to attend LubbockCon 2019. We had a lot of fun. Some great interviews from that are coming. There's 2 up on the channel already, including one where Cora gushes. Anyway, I'm just glad we get to do this where I don't get shot in the face this time. Anyway, I am Jason the X. Welcome to the show. All you guys out there in the super cool nation, but I can't do this alone. My partners in crime over here, and this cat.
Hi.
Hello.
You're supposed to run through them all.
She's got good news.
Real
Okay,
quick.
over there.
Quick, Jason.
Over there, that's Cass.
Yeah.
There's Bryce.
Hey!
And there's Rick, who's getting married this Saturday.
I'm getting married. I'm getting hitched.
And behind the board, making everything look pretty, and shooting me in the face with Nerf rifle guns, it's producer Cora.
Only once.
Please don't do it again.
Well, then make sure your phone doesn't go off, and I won't.
It didn't go off. It hasn't gone off this show.
No arguing
Yet.
on the show, Mom and Dad.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it is the pros and cons. We're going to go over a couple in the area that we love to go to that are coming up. But before we do that, let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news. Yeah, super cool nerd news. Yes, I'm running back through the whole thing. I have to do this story all over again. I had such passion. Anyway, next week, Captain Marvel debuts, and it's expected to make a whole lot of money. And I'm going to laugh my butt off when Brie Larson uppercuts a spaceship and goes, woo! Anyway, but, of course, there's another character in a couple weeks that will be having their debut at the box office, and that's Shazam, who at one time was known as Captain Marvel. Unfortunately, the trolls are out, and they're doing nefarious, evil things. They're going on Rotten Tomatoes and claiming that they've seen an early release of Captain Marvel, and it's not good at all. It's not good, which these are complete, unfounded, untrue lies. And they've done this, of course, with The Last Jedi, Ghostbusters, giving these pre-releases, I think the movie's going to be bad, downvote. Well, Rotten Tomatoes has gone so far as to disable that little feature on Captain Marvel. They've released a statement saying, we were not here to protect Captain Marvel. We're merely mitigating the people who are weaponizing something that should be used to give an opinion. Also, Zachary Levi, who seems to be just adopting his role as a superhero, has also gone out and said, this isn't a zero-sum game, guys. No one has to lose to win. You're fake fans. Basically, I added that part in there. But anyway, yes, the community, unfortunately, is against you. And just for that, I'll be watching Captain Marvel probably about 4 times, just so I up the box office. Also, I'm going to create some fake accounts. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give a good review on Rotten Tomatoes to counteract those out there. And if you don't like Captain Marvel and you say, oh, it's a female character and she should smile, go fuck yourself. Anyway, Captain Marvel debuts next Thursday, and I'm debating on whether or not to have a show. Go, do it, Brie. Make us proud. All right.
Can't wait for that movie.
I actually can't either. It looks awesome. It looks, let's face it, the movie looks great.
Yep. I'm going to be at Disney when it comes out.
Has anybody,
I'm going to be in Disney World when that movie comes out.
have y'all seen
So
this?
I might,
Show it to all of you.
I think we might try to watch it down there at the Magic Kingdom or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Have y'all seen the pressers that Samuel Jackson and Brie Larson have been doing?
No, but I bet they're gold.
They're so good. They are. You can tell they became friends. They have such chemistry, just goofing around and joking on stage. I'm really excited to see this now. Just Samuel Jackson seems to get along with everybody, but they're having fun goofing around. And if that's the feel of this movie, I got a good feeling about this, Chewie.
Speaking of them two together at the Oscars, they were amazing, especially when Spike Lee won that Oscar for Black Klansman. Just Sam Jackson's like, oh, Spike Lee won.
And speaking of the Oscars, congratulations to Black Panther for 3 Oscars and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for winning Best Animated.
Yes,
They
sir.
did a couple things right.
Yeah.
Sure
did.
Except for the 75 years.
I mean, I'm just waiting until Into the Spider-Verse comes out on DVD because that's actually going to be our giveaway this month. We're giving away not only just a copy of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, granted we don't have it yet because it hasn't come out yet, But we're giving away the extended version, which is supposed to have like loads more stuff.
Up to
over
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
Just John Mulaney.
That is our giveaway.
I would watch it.
I can't
I
wait
would
to
too.
win that.
After the show,
Yeah,
we're
me
going to
too.
talk about how you can win your own copy of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We might even have a little bonus gift in there, because I like to give bonuses. So, find out later on in the show.
It's a crisp dollar bill.
Probably.
A crisp high five.
Rick, we haven't seen you around. What have you got for news this week?
Awesome. So good news, bad news, news all the way around. We got a date for Suicide Squad 2.
Oh, good. Wow.
August 6th, 2021. It's when the movie is supposed to release with James Gunn. Yes, that James Gunn. He's going to come back. He's going to DC after he was excommunicado from Marvel.
James Gunn. What do you mean that James Gunn?
That James Gunn who made mistakes when
That
he was
James
younger
Gunn,
and
and then
owned up to
apologize
them.
for
Yes,
it, like
that
you're
James
supposed
Gunn.
to. That James Gunn.
Yes.
Different
Yeah.
from a lot of white.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. I love James Gunn still. I mean,
Me too.
yeah, he's a good man. Regardless, we all make mistakes, so. But he's directing Suicide Squad Part 2, but there might not be the star power from the first one. Will Smith reportedly not coming back for Part 2. Scheduling conflicts, basically it. They can't make it, they can't work it out. So he is stepping away from doing Suicide Squad, blah, 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 blah. This is
Like
why.
to grow a mustache and then shave it off.
Right.
Try and grow it back. Just too much work.
But yes, Will Smith is not coming back for Suicide Squad Part 2. He is subbing away from it for right now, though he is open to returning to the Deadshot character. Though they really haven't announced any cast members other than Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn, which is also, she's going to come out in the new Gotham Sirens movie. Is that this year or next year? Next year. Next year.
That was late fall.
Which I'm super excited for because it's going to have Evan McGregor as Black Mask.
We can assume for Suicide Squad 2 that we'll have the return of like Joel Kinnaman and Viola Davis, though.
I would hope so.
Maybe a couple others.
Yeah, that probably Killer Croc, and then
They can't make a movie
Boomerang.
with Sirens with just women, right?
We're talking about Suicide Squad 2,
Oh,
not
okay. I was
Sirens.
like,
Yeah, Sirens. I'm real excited
Sirens I'm
about.
excited about, and yeah, I hope it's pretty much just women.
like mostly women.
I'm excited to see Evan McGregor get his ass kicked by a bunch of women.
I think
Like, that's gonna be
probably
funny.
is
I think
gonna
that was
be
Moulin
really-
Rouge.
No, he got his
It
heart broken
was
in that
just
one.
the one, really.
But yeah, Will Smith not returning for this for the sequel, but he could potentially come back to the DCU at some point. But yeah, just keep an eye out for that. August 6th, 2021. So we got 2 years to go.
Me and Arthur and the squad will be squatting your way in 2 years.
Protect our cities. Make
Okay.
our future brighter.
Protecting your city henceforth.
Bryce,
Forthwith.
Bryce, do you have something else to add
Did-
to that, like with the news?
Did
or
you just
whatever?
say henceforth?
Henceforth.
Henceforth.
He could be your
Well, don't wait a fortnight to tell us. Come on.
Wait, henceforth, that's the Australian people, right? Chris
No.
henceforth, and Liam henceforth,
Ah.
and the other henceforth.
You stop.
Oh man. Oh man.
Kiwi henceforth.
Bryce, give me some good news because I actually like what you got this week.
Coming to your city. It's me
Wow,
in my big blue suit with
Blue's
my
Clues.
buddy Arthur and maybe a sister Dot. We'll see. It's going to be fun. 10 episodes
When?
on Amazon
Yes.
Prime
Of what?
of me, the Tick.
There you go. There's the
That's
name.
Yes.
When?
Your
When is it
protector.
coming?
When we're ready.
I was ready after I saw the first season.
Me too. We're back. And it's going to be a hug party. Okay, so yes. So what I need you to do is to take the phone call. Accept the charges. Take the phone call because we're coming. 10 episodes of joy and the wild blue yonder.
I don't know how you didn't get that role, Bryce.
And overkill. And overkill.
Oh, I thought you was sorry. Oh.
I don't think anybody.
If you don't tell us-
And marginally unfriendly.
If you don't tell me the date for season 2 of The Tick, we're gonna find if you're 9 vulnerable.
Didn't
I-
really concentrate on that part of the story.
I actually have the date if you'd like me to help you out there, brother.
Was
It's,
he YouTubing how to take your shirt off on?
Can I?
When's the date? When's the date, Jason?
It is
When is it?
Friday, April 5th on Amazon Prime.
Friday.
All episodes will be available at once.
The Tick doesn't live in linear time. We just do what we want to do when we want to do it.
That is the most tick thing that has ever been ticked on this show.
I'm going to the roof.
No, the
I'm going on patrol.
No, it's okay.
Who's with me?
It's okay.
He's so in character that it just ignores all input.
I'm
Like,
actually
there's
very
it.
happy about this. I love the first season.
I did too.
Okay.
So good.
From the pilot, and I think you attended actually the panel at SDCC. didn't you?
No, I went
You got
to
a
the.
case.
I went to the. I got a case and I got a hat with the little tick things on there.
The
I went to
DLL.
the tick truck, and I got to watch part of the episodes before they were released, and then they gave me a phone case and a hat that has the little antler, the little
You know
antennas.
what those do, right?
He feels if he's about to hit a door.
No, you know, there's an episode of The Tick where someone wishes them off of his head and he can't keep his balance. like they're like, I wish for those things off the Tick's head. And they're saying, he's like, what do these do anyway? And he's just like, can't keep balance. Boom, and he just falls over.
Okay, I will say this right now. Okay, you have until April 4th to procure a tick outfit, suit, and wear it to the show.
Otherwise, you're
Comic
fired.
version.
That's a tall order.
Arthur.
I'm glad you went to the Tick truck to get the phone case so you could answer the call to justice.
I
Yes.
think you should dress up as Arthur.
I'll
If I-
dress
yeah.
up as Arthur.
New cosplay duo here, or that
That
one
would be
back there.
amazing.
I will have to rewatch the tick. It's been a hot minute.
But just,
It's been 2 years.
well, I don't think you see him in his suit in season 1, right?
Yes. By the way, Townsend Coleman, who did the voice of the Tick in the 90s cartoon, I don't know if you're aware of it, he actually did the voice for Midnight in season 1. I
Oh,
want to throw that out there.
I didn't
oh,
So
That's awesome.
I like
I
that
love
it's
it when
all
they do
like
stuff
family.
like that.
Patrick Warburton is still very much involved. He's like EPs the series, I think.
Ah, yes, Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Putty
Or Kronk from Impersonating Groove. It's where
Or
it's
the Tick.
people-
or
Yeah,
Putty.
or the Tick. But like that was the implication, the still involved
I like
portion.
that.
I felt.
Well, speaking of Cat, you got the good news this week. Please lay it on me.
So, 30 Overwatch Hero 30 got announced this week. His name is Baptiste, not Baptista, which is hard for me to get used to. It looks like Batista. Baptiste, he is a Haitian medic. He is supposed to fill the role of primary healer. If you play a lot of Overwatch, there's flex healers and main healers, but it's just kind of it's how they work by the community. It's not official titles. He's a support. He heals. And I finally found some of his numbers. So if you are the numbers type, basically he does fire damaging rounds. He has 3-round bursts, 25 damage, 45 ammo for enemies. He heals with like a bio grenade thing. It's approximately 65 HP that he heals you. I'm gonna run through these really quick because Regen burst 150 over 6 seconds.
That's
Has
getting
a
nerfed.
15-second cooldown that starts at the top of when he puts it down. He has several field-oriented abilities. They're going to have to nerf these because the other one.
What's the big one, Cat?
Well, his ultimate is not his big thing, but his ultimate is an amplification matrix. It's a small square. It doubles the heals and damage of friendly. It says friendly projectiles, but projectiles versus hit stands a very specific thing. I don't know which they mean. Like Soldier doesn't fire projectiles; he's a hit scan. So I don't know. And that's his matrix that lasts 8 seconds, I think. The big one, no, it doesn't. It probably lasts 6 seconds. Okay. The big one is just a shift ability, is the immortality field, okay? So this field prevents any allies that were within it when it started from dropping below 40 HP under any circumstance.
Wow.
Except if you kill the drone. But if it's like most things that Overwatch does, you would kill the drone would go away with like a big ultimate, like a self-destruct. But it would have healed until you took it down, so your allies would be protected. Yeah. Prevents dropping below 40 HP, raises to 40 HP if you're not at 40 HP, lasts 8 seconds, and has a 20-second cooldown that starts at the top. So, for numbers, folks, that's 40% of the time that this thing could be up in theory. It's gonna get nerfed. There's no way.
Definitely.
I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts.
My
Hello,
question-
new support
My
main.
question is, does it prevent Diva's mech? That's my big question.
Yeah.
I'm a Diva main. I want to know if it prevents Diva's mech from dropping below 40 HP.
Or can you turn into Baby Diva?
And then not drop below
Yeah.
40. I don't know. We'll find
Will it nullify Diva's ultimate?
The immortality field, that's what I'm saying. The
Finally.
way other stuff does, you know what? Stay with your shields, McCree. It's not my fault you're flanking wherever you were flanking. I do love the big diva self-destructs. It's a little bit my specialty.
This is the criticism from when I stream. Which, by the way, I will not be alone in streaming as long as we're talking about Overwatch, because the Sisters K will now be streaming on our Twitch channel.
Yes.
So this is going to be awesome. They can help me out with this. What?
K squared?
Huh?
K squared?
K squared.
Sure, why not?
K squared.
Special K.
Special K.
That definitely are special.
No. Oh, and while we're talking Overwatch, just because other good news of the week, Shanghai Dragons, who are 0-42, which was a streak as far as esports and I believe sports are concerned, finally won a game and it was magical. And there were like New York fans in the front row like crying. They finally won a game.
Screaming coming from our house. Like, they won a game! They're so excited.
And unrelated to that, they have the league's only female. They actually brought her in to try and help because they couldn't win, and then they had a mixed language roster, and then it's complicated. Anyway, but they interviewed her and the main tank after the game. She was all emotional.
Yeah.
So cute. Anyway.
Everyone was crying. It was great.
Good for you guys. Congratulations. You guys won a game.
Yay!
All right, Cora, what have you got this week?
Well,
Besides just bad Suikoden and posts.
In my axe.
So we have a new Pokemon game coming out at last. Gen 8 has been announced, and it will be called Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
Oh.
What Jason is referring to...
Pokemon tops and bottoms.
Up and down.
That's my new title for that. No, what Jason is referring to is the fact that the Suikoden community went crazy with this because in Suikoden 2, the main character and his rival have a sword and shield rune. So there you go. And these are basically reverse these colors, and it's exact. So, I mean,
That's amazing.
I can't wait to play the main character in Suikoden 2 as a Pokemon trainer.
Are you going to be the furry
What
one?
house?
No.
Why are people encouraging her?
We do get 3 new starters. They were announced. We have Scorbunny, which is the fire type for this one. We have Sobble, which is a cute little water type. It's a little water lizard. Scorbunny is a little fire rabbit, obviously. And then we have Grookey, who is the grass monkey. That funky monkey.
All of what you said was nonsense to me. Maybe it wasn't group enough.
But,
I'm just excited when they come up with the like the special third version like they did back in the in the early 2000s and call it "In My Axe."
Oh,
I don't know why they call them anything when in game the only noise they're gonna make is sounds like an old school modem starting.
Not Pikachu. Pikachu actually says Pikachu in the game.
Pikachu.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Which, by the way, I'm excited for that movie. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't care.
I never realized I wanted Ryan Reynolds to voice a Pokemon until I saw it.
Pika Pika. Sorry, Cora. Keep going.
Yes, but we do not have a release date for the game as of yet. We do know that it will be coming out late this year, so probably around the Christmas rush is what I'm going to go with. We also don't have what platforms it's going to be for, but I would make a good assumption that the Nintendo Switch is going to be
That's
choice
That's
in this.
what they
I mean,
announced
not if
was
Bowser
Switch.
has his way.
The direct that I watched they didn't announce which system, so
Oh, okay, there was a release too, but
I haven't watched that. I sat down and made everyone shut up in the office so I could watch.
I'm proud of you.
Bowser's gonna only
I
have it
yelled
on
at
the
people.
original Nintendo Classic, but not the re-release.
Which, by the way, I'm registered at Target for a Switch, and I want this Pokemon game. So if
Someone
someone,
thinks he's worth the Switch.
yeah,
Anyway,
Would
he
you
thinks he's
rather
worth
have
the
a Switch or like all of your other presents
Like,
combined? 'Cause maybe we could just pass around.
Everybody
plates,
take his
but
stuff back and
like
get him a Switch.
Old school communion
yeah,
style. Like, just give what you can.
All right.
I'll throw the switch. I'm the midnight bomber that bombs at midnight, baby. Yeah, I'm the midnight bomber. Yeah.
We need to turn
That's a
Bryce
Tick
off.
reference.
I
That
feel
is-
like I need to watch this show.
you're shaking.
Oh God, yes.
He's-
The animated Tick cartoon is great.
It's the
What's
best.
some of it?
I love
Spoon.
it.
It's absolutely
I
great.
tried to go back and watch Patrick Warburton's version after I loved the newer one, and
You can't.
I can't.
Proto Clown is the
I
best.
still love
No,
Patrick
the
Warburton,
chair.
but I just-
I can't remember his name.
love him as Smokey the
chair
Bear.
villain.
Oh yeah, I can't. What was his name? Chairface or something.
Yeah,
Chairface.
Chippendale.
Yeah, that's right. Chairface
Yeah.
Chippendale. He was my favorite.
Yeah,
His head is just a chair.
Chairface Chippendale.
He wears a suit
From the
and
neck up,
he's
is
a chair.
Yeah.
But he wears something, right?
yeah, he wears a suit.
He's a normal human.
It said Chippendale, okay? I didn't think it was going to be
No,
Oh,
fair,
her mind
fair.
went somewhere
They
else.
all-
Chippendale,
they also
Rescue
have a-
Rangers.
They also have a hero named. Her name is Maid in America, and she's basically the Wonder Woman, but she wears a maid costume with like different patriotic colors and stuff, and she could kill
She
everybody.
throws heels.
Her
Yeah.
her heels can hurt and
Yes.
kill, and it's
Now, this
fantastic.
whole thing is like Douglas Adams wrote graphic novels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
It is not.
We need to introduce her to this show.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
that
Seed.
Archer thing of like.
Okay,
L.
train back on the
C.
tracks. Train back on the tracks. Give me your news story.
Train back on the tracks. Do not cremate radioactive people. Okay?
Let's go back to talking about the
You
Tick.
said that
Radioactive, radioactive.
While trolling for news, I guess I did come across an article in Arizona. Apparently, there was a mortuary that cremated a radioactive.
Oh yes, I saw this.
That's not what I'm
Arizona,
talking
the new
about.
Florida.
Oh God, I was like, I have to know more.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I'm actually talking about is basically
Return
if
of the Living Dead.
you were if you were kind of settling into Star Trek Season 2 and being like, finally, we have, a solid showrunner and it's never going to be changed again.
You would be wrong.
Whoops. Famously, after Season 1, Brian Fuller, who also did Hannibal, he exited the show to go work on American Gods, which he also exited after Season 1, and Alex Kurtzman took over. If you think Alex Kurtzman, you're like, that's familiar. Well, he co-wrote the new Star Trek movies. He was executive producer on Fringe, and he was showrunning this. This will be a much less dramatic shift in leadership. Michelle Paradise, who is currently an executive producer, she came on halfway through Season 2, which means we should start seeing episodes that she EP'd sometime around now of Season 2 of Star Trek. She is going to be stepping into the showrunner position. Alex Kurtzman is going to be stepping back a little bit. I'm assuming that Alex Kurtzman will fulfill the role that Greg Berlanti does with the CW, all of their superhero shows. He's kind of over the whole thing, and I'm kind of assuming Alex Kurtzman is going to be doing the same thing.
He's on the name as an EP of all of them.
Yeah.
Because he just
He's
kind of
over the whole
continuity.
But isn't he going to be having some other stuff to be doing here real
Alex
soon?
Kurtzman, yes, he
We
is.
discussed it on the show.
They announced Michelle Yeoh, her character, Giorgio, is getting a new show. Michelle Yeoh's the name of the actress. The first captain, who turned out to be, something else happened with the character, with the actress. Michelle Yeoh,
Queen.
she is our queen and empress. we love her and we would gladly take a kick to the face from her. There will be a show. I do not think we have a title for it yet, but she is going to be headlining a show set in the same universe, same Star Trek, going to be an offshoot.
There's spoilery questions that I have about that, so I'm not gonna.
It's like Next Generation and Deep Space Nine all together again.
Yeah, it's gonna. Currently, there's a thing called Section 31 that she's a part of. We're kind of assuming that's what the show's going to be about. It's kind of their CIA, basically.
It's going to be Men in Black in space with better writing.
That actually sounds really damn cool.
I'm absolutely going to watch it. But Alex Kurtzman's going to be over that show as well. So a little shift in leadership, not quite as dramatic as last time.
Does that mean that Star Trek is going to have 2 different series that are front and center women of color?
And also, on a platform that we can't all enjoy it.
Also, Sir Patrick Stewart. Also
Sir
doing
Patrick
Star Trek
Stewart. Ian McKellen, not slated to appear on the show, but
Well,
there'll
definitely
be
there.
backstage pictures of them hanging out, being
Hey,
besties.
did you see recently Ian McKellen was doing an interview and he talked about how he cried during Logan?
Yeah.
Because Patrick Stewart. Oh, it was. I love it. I love them so much.
Ian wasn't the only one crying watching Logan.
Yeah.
But Alex Kurtzman, I mean, he's got multiple series in development.
Yeah. He's
So
a busy
he's
guy.
a busy guy. Like you said, Berlanti is the same kind of thing.
Berlanti, I don't know how he wrote Love, Simon, which came out last year, which was a great movie. But I don't know how he has the time to do anything.
I think they're high concept. Like, that's what I think they are. They take that step back and they're looking for more like continuity and in the spirit of, if they fit the brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, are these people friends with Aaron Sorkin?
What Berlanti's not doing is auditing like the dialogue of Arrow.
Nobody is auditing the dialogue of Arrow.
So like,
or the storyline, or any of the characters. Sorry, Arrow, just get it together.
I liked Arrow and I tried to still like Arrow, but like it's just too hard type of dialogue gets to me.
I don't
Unless
kill
it's
people.
The tick.
I don't
Cat.
kill people unless it's
Cat.
inconvenient.
Yeah.
You have failed the show. No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's probably fair to say Greg and Alex are in the writer's room whenever they can, trying to steer the ship.
Well, then he can't be often enough in their
Greg
writers'
Berlanti
room.
would start
Maybe
us
they
at horror
send him
back
to an
then.
island for an unnecessary flashback while they continue their writing. Love the Green Arrow, love the cast of the show Arrow, love some of their episodes, but I just couldn't do
Some of the writing is just a little rough.
the dialogue.
Can't wait for their getting back to Star Trek. Can't wait for their Rick and Morty take on their lower levels show, and also Patrick Stewart's show, which doesn't have a title but rumored to just be called Picard.
I'm
And-
excited.
I'm down.
Season 2 has been amazing. Season 2 of Star Trek. I'm absolutely loving this universe. And
I'm a little bit concerned that, who's the name? Michelle Paradise?
yeah, she did the originals and wrote an episode of Heart of Dixie.
Heart of Dixie. I'm like, as long as we don't focus on Michael's romantic relationships that much, like she's doing other stuff, right? Like she's got a lot to
Michael's
deal with
busy.
as a person.
Yeah.
So let her spend most of her time focused on her job and her personal life and getting that together, and not too many romantic sidetracks, please.
Yeah,
I
as long
love
as-
what they're doing.
Yeah, as long as we don't have too many little scenes where the music from some band that's trying to make a name for themselves,
Damn.
take the dialogue of the scene, like you would see a lot in season 1 of Arrow,
What was
or
that?
probably in
So
Heart
You're
of Dixie.
calling out every CW show I've ever seen in
No,
my
no,
life.
no.
Look at
Way
this
too many scenes
photograph.
where the music.
Every
is-
time I look at it, it
The
takes me
music
back.
swells.
Oh,
I keep looking at it, being like, what
Oh.
Star Trek as a universe is missing is more banjo. So maybe
And
in
with
future
that-
seasons.
They walk down the hall and then they turn around and go.
Ding, 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 ding,
The
ding.
other person goes.
Ding, ding, ding,
And
ding,
that's
ding,
just
ding.
the last 15 minutes of the show.
But, all right, banjos.
computer, turn off the banjo.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. With that,
And like a cosplayer that can't seem to not nick his fingers, let's get back to the point here. So, We did, like I said, me and Cora attended Lubbock Con 2019 up in Lubbock, Texas this weekend. It was fun. It was a nice con. I think this is their fourth one. It's actually, like I said, it wasn't a small show. Like, compared to some of the shows around the North Texas Comic Book Show, it's actually a bit bigger than that.
It's getting bigger?
Yes, it
Well, I
absolutely
mean,
is.
Good
this
job,
is
Danae.
this is the only really big nerd con that Lubbock has. Like, it's
Or
pretty
West
much
Texas has in general.
yeah. Well, I mean, Texas has a few others,
Probably Amarillo
But-
Con.
There is one.
Is
Actually,
there?
Yes.
but for the city of Lubbock itself, this is the only nerd con they have, and that was very apparent from talking with people just in the city itself.
Seriously, this was a if you
So, like,
build
what
it,
did
they
they
will
do?
come event. And boy, they came out. So, like I said, and that one's behind us now. It was a lot of fun. We got some more videos coming out for that. I'm working on editing them all. But we do have cons up here locally, and the next one that we are expecting up is AllCon 2019.
2 weeks.
Now, a bit of a note: we will not be attending as press. Unfortunately, they have a policy
Bonkers.
of their policy is basically press will pay for tickets, which I don't mind doing. It's when the tickets cost more than general admission. At that point, I'm just going to go and enjoy myself.
And I don't know what they're doing. Like, why?
I'm not sure either. However, I always do have a lot of fun at AllCon. They are having it back at the Crown Plaza,
Thank goodness.
a place where I love to go and hang out with my friends and play.
Drinking games.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a party con. It
It
really
is.
is.
And play Cards Against Humanity out in the hallways and stuff like that. It is a lot of fun. A lot of the panels are they're fan provided, fan driven, and they're supposed to be expanding and actually adding another level to the con within the Crown Plaza. So
Really?
you'll have stuff on different levels this time around. I like the location of it because it's in Addison. You can just go over, and if you don't want to eat there, but they always have a pretty good buffet there. It's fairly cheap, but they have a bar there as well. So
Yeah, they
A
do.
bar that has
Which-
Red Bull.
Yes.
That,
Which
came
Jason
in
won't be able
handy.
to enjoy this year.
shut up.
Also, just be careful that if you have a young face, that you have your ID ready, because that
So-
totally didn't happen to
So
me.
funny story, Cora. We were at AllCon one year, and Cora was dressed like. Who were you dressed like, by the way?
I was just like England from Hitalia.
Yes. And while we sat in the bar, as they were taking our drink orders, the waiter looked at me and was like, "Excuse me, sir, your son cannot be in the bar." And the look on Cora's face when she said, "I'm a girl," the guy turned red. He was like, "I'm so sorry." we're gonna
I
get
did
you
not
drink."
say I'm a
And-
girl. I said I'm 20. I'm 24.
And did not Carter.
No, he did not. And it was also everyone at the table in unison yelled, "She either I or she is 24." So not only did like
In unison.
just
so,
in
like,
unison, and this like the poor dude took like a step back and just didn't card me. It was
He
Yeah.
was so embarrassed.
So if you look young, don't go to the bar. Just be very careful.
Or have your idea.
So
Have your ID ready.
upsides of this con, like you said, it is a party con because it's in a hotel. Everyone's typically walking around. We attend some of the big events like the cosplay contest.
It's hard to find the rooms. That's the only con I have is that sometimes finding where things are located gets pretty tricky.
I'd say another
So
hurdle
go
is
a few
parking
minutes
in that
early.
area.
Yeah, but
Get
on the
there
bright
early.
side, it feels safe. Like
Yeah.
Cass and I actually stayed in the hotel last year, and I went wandering around to take pictures at like 2:30 in the morning.
One
I
of the
never once felt like unease or anything.
The Crown Plaza usually for the rooms is actually a lot easier because typically like the games and all that usually is down the downstairs where all the bars are, and then the top you have the big ballroom where it's going to be the vendor, and then all the rooms around that are where all the panels are.
Yeah,
So-
so just get there like
yeah.
a couple minutes early for a panel to lock down
Yeah.
where it is, and you're going to be fine. I also like this one is very like crafting heavy, like it to teach you how to do stuff. Last year they had Evil Ted, who's one of my favorite
Hey.
props and crafts makers, and he did a nice little. Well, he did an interview with us, and he also did a cool little panel on working with EVA.
One cool thing, right now if you get your badge or all 4 days, it's $60 online. That's not
that's
bad
nice.
at all.
No.
But y'all gonna need to hurry because that's gonna rise up and it's gonna be more expensive at the door. Guest list though, not a stellar guest list. There is a Battlestar Galactica reunion, like the original series.
yeah.
Dirk Benedict, Terry Carter, Laurette Spang, Herbert Jefferson Jr., who's actually very cool to talk to. He was Boomer on the original Battlestar Galactica. And I think me and my brother-in-law once just talked to him for like 30 minutes about just nothing. And
Nice.
Tracy Lee Coco, who I had a super crush on because she was on Star Trek The Next Generation. She had kind of like this mohawk hairdo. Oh, Bryce knows what I'm talking about. So I might be getting it wrong. Camden Toy, who's always there. He's always interacting with people. Philip Jean Marie, who was a Power Ranger. He was on Power Rangers Wild Force. That's going to be great. Russ Adams, Greg Peters, Natalie Jones, Jackie Kraft, Christopher Min. That's going to be one if you're a big fan. And David Ankrum, who was a Red. He was on the Pilots and Red Squadron in the original Star Wars. So yeah, not a big guest list. But the thing about their guests will go down and party with people.
Yeah, they will.
in the hotel. So
And again, PartyCon. Kat and I ran
Totally.
around in our Batman onesies.
Yeah, we were in our
for
Batman
most of the cons.
onesies, and we went to the Rocky Horror,
Those Bastardos.
Shadow
I love
Cast.
them.
and there's always things like karaoke and stuff going on.
Something they will have this year that I don't think they had last year is they will have a drag show. And I don't mean just drag queens. They will have drag kings as well. So you'll have the same kind of concept as drag queens, just the opposite. And I speak from experience, those people are great. You should go see them. I know like half of them at least. And they're all great people, and they all perform very well.
Bring alcohol.
So all con, pretty good. Like I said, there's all, and when they say all con, they do mean that. There's something for everybody there. So definitely high on my list. I've already gotten my 4-day badge, so I'm going to be there and having a good time. Maybe doing some vlogging, not a lot of reporting. So anyway, it's going to be our fun con this year.
Yes.
Cool. And then what do we got after that?
After that, we
Is
have
it the
Dallas Comic Show, April 6th through the 7th at the Richardson Civic Center.
That's actually a fun little con.
That's one that's done by actually a friend of ours, Mark Walters. It's a solid con. It's definitely seen a lot of growth. I think they've outgrown the Richardson Civic Center, but for the space that they have, they do a lot. The main hallway when you walk in is basically all the artists. They have the little wings off there where they usually put the celebrity guests. It's very structured with how it's full. Also, the dealer room, it seems small until you start going to all the booths, and that's where I find a lot of the stuff that I like to buy. Also, it's a fairly inexpensive show. I think it's only like $25 for a day.
Yeah, it's not that expensive, and they usually have pretty good guests there. Like the first one I went to that had what's his name? The guy who played Chewbacca in the original Star Wars.
Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew. He was there. So was John Romita Jr. So comic artist. Really awesome guy. I've met him a couple
always
times.
Gets some good solid guests.
He had Brad from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think 2 cons ago. They also brought in. I am blanking on names. She was Tank Girl.
Lori Petty.
Petty.
Laura Petty. That's right. They had her there.
Lori Petty at a con.
Yeah. And then she also came to the Alamo Draft House because we showed Tank Girl. So that was pretty cool.
They had Sam Jones.
Did they have Sam Jones? Yes. The one and
What
only
about this
Flash
year?
Gordon.
Some of the guests they're having.
Twin Peaks.
Joe Linzer of the comic Dawn. He's going to be there. Kez Wilson. I'm not sure. Steve Irwin, who created Deathstroke. And actually, we have original art from him that he did with a Sharpie for us.
Aww.
Carrie Gamble is going to be there. Looks like they're having a Twin Peaks reunion with Cheryl Lee, Dana Ashbrook, Cal Dodd, who's the voice of Wolverine on the X-Men the animated series, will be there. James Marshall and Wendy Powell. Of course, they've still got a couple of weeks out, so they could be announcing some more guests as well. I think we interviewed Wendy Powell, didn't we? Didn't we interview her once?
I don't remember.
Okay. Oh, Cheryl Lee is no longer appearing, but they do have Ray Wise. Alan Ruck, who was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, will be there. He was, yeah. Jason
And he was
Douglas.
in Star Trek Generations.
Mm-hmm. Our friends at Shoto Studio will be there as well with their booth.
Cool, on the
A
bridge.
couple of cosplay friends of ours, G. Rich, Lars Elberson, M Cube.
I love M Cube.
And the Heroic Inner Kids will be there. So they're going to have a couple of cars there, little fun events, and they have panels as well in their costume contest. And like I said, tickets are really inexpensive. I like Dallas Comic Show. Also, it's right around the corner.
It's
And
a
you
good
can
good starter con.
easily.
Especially if you've never been to cons, it's a good
Oh,
one to
yeah.
kinda get your feet wet. Take your kids too.
The thing about Mark Walters, he's got a lot of experience with cons. So if there's a guy out there that can run things, and
It's
yes,
him.
he looks super stressed out when he's running his con, but the man has everything together. It's going to be a good show, I think. It's one I like attending. So Dallas Comic Show, that is April 6th through the 7th. Okay.
And if you go to that, you can usually walk away with a free poster or two.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, they
giveaways.
have freebies. They're one of those that's
Bigfanboy.com.
So
yeah.
now we're getting into a little bit of controversy here.
Ah, yes, we are. These
the
mother
weekend
effers.
of May 3rd through the 5th. There's a lot going on.
You
So,
gotta flip a coin.
first off, that is also Free Comic Book Day. That is a big, important industry to a lot of our LCSs around here, and we like to go out and support them. Usually hitting up as many shops as we can because a lot of them have good deals on toys and comics and art and statues. That's the day if you're going to buy. Today's the day to buy. Also, free comic books. So we like to go out and support that. However, we know a lot of people love to go to cons, and two large cons. Well, one large con and one kind of medium-sized con. Texas
I'd say they're
Frightmare.
both large.
Texas Frightmare is a pretty
Texas
big show.
Frightmare is pretty
It's
big.
huge,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
They have a lot of guests.
So Texas Frightmare, of course, is more of a horror-based con, but also we have what we can. It is the big dog for this area. It is the Fan Expo Dallas, and they are stacking their guest list right now.
Oh yeah, they announced more today.
Oh, we,
haven't seen
if
it
everybody could bring that
today.
up, and please, because it's going to be.
All right. I know for sure we're getting Kiefer Sutherland, which
They're doing a Lost Boys reunion.
they're doing that. They're also doing the entire kid cast of it. We've got the one and only Shazam coming. We've got members of the Goonies, including Sean Astin, coming back, and Corey Feldman.
They have a package to meet Optimus Prime and Megatron original, Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, and you can get something recorded by them as well. So
Frank Welker?
yes, he was
Frank-
the voice of
yeah,
the
Megatron.
legendary voice artist. He's doing voice.
He was
voices
he
for
was
you?
the original Megatron.
You can get him to record.
No, you can get Peter
on your
Cullen.
phone.
He did the lion roars in Lion King.
He has done everything.
He was
Oh.
Abu.
Yeah,
like,
he's the sound guy.
Frank Welker, he
Like-
was Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
They-
yeah.
Frank
Oh,
Welker did voices in practically every cartoon. In
He is
the
probably the
70s and
highest
80s.
paid
Yeah, he
friggin'
did-
voice actor out
You know
there.
that like
Here-
police
here's what they
academy
announced
thing?
today.
That's him in real life, but not.
Dallas
but,
Fan
like,
Expo today announced the Karate Kid cast, the original. They've got them,
Not the one I would be interested in.
Well, we already met. What's his face?
and then they announced Jim Lee, the legendary creator,
Yep, Jim Lee, the man.
William-
Rainn Wilson of The Office,
David Harbour, the new Hellboy, and Stranger Things.
Overwatch stars Lucy
David
Foal
Harbour.
and Gaku Space,
Oh yeah, that is Mercy and Genji.
Supergirl star Tyler Hoechlin,
Heckling.
Declan?
the cast of Boy Meets World,
I don't.
legendary creator John Byrne, Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy.
Finn Wolfhard from It and Stranger Things.
Well, all of them.
All of them are, all the kids.
All the kids that are going
William
to be there.
Zapka. That's the
Lex
one we met.
Luthor, Superman, and Lois Lane, the original ones from Smallville.
And Tyler Hoechlin.
Heckling.
Heckling. I just said
You
him.
just
Yeah,
said
I
him.
just said him.
Sorry.
You're just
Uh,
further up than he is.
Legendary actress Mia Farrow. Now hers is a little weird because her meet and greets is all going to be by a drawing. So you got to enter, and hopefully you get picked to be able to meet Mia
Oh,
Farrow.
no, canceled. Oh.
No. go
Mark
ahead.
Shepard.
Carrie Payton, the
Carrie
voice of Cyborg.
Payton.
You got to get that booyah.
Kari. For
Kari.
any
And-
critters
Kari.
out there.
And hopefully this time, for good reasons, well, hopefully he'll be able to stick around because last year he had not be able to make it. The cast of Back to the Future, all of them this time.
That's crazy.
The cast of Steven Universe, Mike Coulter from Luke Cage, Pamela Anderson from Baywatch, Sager Levi, David Harbour, the new Hellboy.
Y'all are repeating.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
now.
Tara Strong.
And Greg Sipes from Teen Titans.
Jason Momoa.
He's canceled.
Canceled.
Oh, did he really?
Pretty much the whole cast of Steven Universe is going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we were repeating. Okay, I'm gonna look up Frightmare real quick.
All
Is
right, well,
Frightmare-
that's Frightmare.
You got
That's
Frightmare?
Go ahead. Go ahead. What do we got?
So,
Frightmare. This
So
is
let's-
Frightmare.
let's
Here's what they're
counter-
competing against.
yeah, let's counter with an Evil Dead reunion. Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell.
Oh!
Yeah, and Lee Majors, who plays his dad. You know, so
Yes, it does.
And the Fall Guy.
the $6 Million Man. There's a lot of great guests coming to Frightmare, and one I'm especially excited about, besides Bruce Campbell, is Lance Henriksen. I went to the Alien cast reunion in Houston 2 years ago.
I didn't know
where
you were
Bill
an
Paxton-
alien.
Always.
You're in
Okay.
aliens? What?
No, he was in it.
What?
He went to the cast reunion. I
Yes.
just assumed.
Oh, I thought you
Yes.
meant Bryce.
I was in
Yeah,
there.
no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
In the background.
Mhm.
I'm gonna Photoshop
No, yeah, yeah.
you in
I
the
was wearing one
background.
of the
Oh,
suits.
please continue
Okay.
because this is
Wearing one of
great.
the suits.
This list is great.
Yeah. Lance Henriksen is going to be there. There's going to be a Nightmare on Elm Street reunion.
Ooh.
There's going to be Jeffrey Combs. There's going to be Nick Castle from Halloween.
Jeez.
PJ Souls from Halloween. Nancy Loomis. There's a bunch. Michael Myers' sister, who's never done a convention before that I'm aware of.
Sandy Johnson.
Is
Wow.
going to be there. You saw her in the very beginning of the film. There's going to be Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, so you gotta say that one.
But one of my favorite guests ever at any convention that I've ever attended, I met, was Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp. She is truly fan friendly, and she will pose for pictures like nobody's business, almost like John Barrowman. She is great. She's a
That's
great.
why I need to take
I'm
my
surprised.
puppet.
She's a fun.
You have not named the queen yet. Cassandra Peterson, Elvira will be there.
I did name the queen, Felissa Rose.
Boy,
Felissa Rose is the queen of horror.
He has.
this
there
this
is-
one's amazing too.
Yes,
Joe Bob Briggs.
yes, for sure. What were you gonna say?
There is one that you have not named yet.
Is
Okay.
it the little girl from the last convention? Because if she's
No.
gonna be there, I'm down.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Really?
will be there,
Yes.
Yes.
How did you not name Tim Curry?
look at this
I
guest
just
list,
hadn't
man.
gotten around
Yeah,
to
he
it.
just hadn't gotten there yet, but I really wanted to say Tim Curry.
This is
Yeah, Robert Englund's going to be there.
Ron
so it's gonna
Perlman.
be- It's going to be a great show. I say,
I don't
uh, you know, there's a lot. There are many celebrities I haven't named. There's a long list.
Tracy Lords, Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
meatloaf.
This is interesting.
You want a meatloaf?
Frightmare is all about horror.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a lot of horror from the past 25 years. Is that not a market, or I'm not seeing anyone from the Conjuring universe? I'm not seeing anyone.
They
from...
tend to stick to classic horror and movies like that. Like a couple years ago, they had the director, the music conductor, and two of the stars from the original Suspiria for the 40-year anniversary. They also had the main actor from A Clockwork Orange. And they had a couple of other actors like that. They focus more.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
he was
Malcolm
here
McDowell.
Like 2 years ago.
Thank you. I can't remember names.
No, he didn't
Well,
go.
Yeah.
they tend to focus on classics, like you say, but also franchises. You
That's
know,
what
I
they
was
had,
thinking.
They had Saw.
Franchises
They had a
and
Saw
all.
reunion last year, and I got to see them up close. So they're doing the Nightmare on Elm Street reunion. In the past, they've done
Friday the
Friday the
13th.
13th reunion.
They did the
They
thing
had all
last
the
year.
Jasons. They had all the
Yeah.
Jasons last.
I
last
feel
time.
like franchises, though, too, back in the day, were more likely to use
The same people over and
the
over.
same people. Now I feel like a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with this, but a lot of actors, actresses that might not necessarily play those parts normally will do a horror movie here and there. So I feel like
Yeah,
in the
like Patrick
modern day,
Wilson.
it's harder to separate.
I will say.
But back then, you had like your people, and this is what they did. Like, what's his face that I can never remember? Who was the voice of horror in like the 60s?
Vincent Price?
Yes, Vincent Price, like that. Ha! Our backlight just went out. Sorry, guys.
I will say,
That's
if
Vincent
Javier
Price.
Botet
It's battery.
or
Yeah,
Doug
he's
Jones
here.
shows up to a horror convention, I will lose my mind.
If who?
These are both two.
Doug Jones is.
Oh, yeah. I think he came a couple years ago.
Javier Botet is. I don't want to say the new Doug Jones. Doug Jones is still very much.
Yeah.
but
The
less
other
famous, like,
one.
upcoming.
His Slender Man and
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
He did.
Cricket
the,
Man. Wasn't he the
Huh?
Crooked Man too?
Huh?
The Crooked Man
The Crooked Man.
in that
Yes,
Conjuring
from
universe.
The Conjuring 2. That's what I was trying to come up
I
with.
know
The
stuff.
Fawn.
I'm proud of you,
He
Jason.
did the.
Oh.
The.
In,
leper
Pan's
from
Labyrinth?
It.
Which one are we talking about right
You
now?
said the Fawn.
Which are we talking about? Doug Jones?
That's
No,
Doug
no.
Jones.
that's Doug
Okay.
Jones. We're
Okay,
talking
oh.
about both of them. Doug
Oh, okay,
Jones
because
and
he
the
was in
new
both
one.
of those, so I was like, oh.
Who was in? They did a scene together. Bryce,
They did.
the Doug Jones OG, and like the new Doug Jones. It's also a very good creature actor. They were in a recent episode of Star Trek together. I was so happy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't know the
fill you
man's
in
name.
later. Yeah, it's
But you said it.
Javier
Okay, yeah.
Javier
But-
Botet.
So let's face it, these are the two big dogs, and also they're competing with Free Comic Book Day. As a media group, I want to cover both of them.
It's
I want to cover everything, but
it's rough. Like it really is.
This is a bad weekend, dude.
I think they should, and like if anybody from either con happens to tune in, we would love to go to both. Just can we schedule things?
here's another thing that we forgot, that the same weekend's also the second weekend of Avengers Endgame.
What?
No, I don't care about that.
It's the second weekend.
Like I will
Oh, it's the
Avengers.
second weekend.
Five
Second
Oh,
weekend,
okay. I'll
yeah.
have already seen it 5 times. Anyway, I'm not. That doesn't bother me.
But okay, here's the thing. Like, for the longest time, Fan Expo was the beginning of June or end of May,
Yeah, and a maybe.
and now they moved it to compete against. They moved to compete against Frightmare, which is, and then with all this happening, they also started announcing their own horror guests against. Like
This
Frightmare
is
would-
all speculation, obviously, but
Yeah,
it does seem
but-
very
Now,
coincidental.
of course, like Frightmare is at the Hyatt Regency at the DFW airport, whereas Fan Expo is kind of they're kind of at the mercy of a schedule for the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center, which hosts a lot of things. They're doing something every weekend there.
Yeah.
So I suppose windows of opportunity for them would be less, especially for a show of their size. Now, if you're putting the two up against each other, unfortunately, Fan Expo is the one where I usually do the most stuff, and you know me, I'm a collector. I'm combing that room for stuff to buy.
Yeah.
And this is the show where I find the stuff. So for me, also we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at Fan Expo, especially
That was
with,
our first big con
with Josh
together.
Petersdorf and goofing around with him. That was fun. So
Yeah, but I want to be pushed around in a little red wagon. That Frightmare going too, so it's rough.
I see us splitting teams that day, and just
Okay. We're not just gonna not explain that.
I was hoping to just avoid that, but go right ahead.
No, it's easy enough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Basically, if you know a lot about The Evil Dead,
For some reason.
Oh.
so The Evil Dead came out in 1981. Sam Raimi, tiny director at the time. The famous effect of the Evil Dead moving across the ground was Bruce Campbell, the star, pushing Sam Raimi in either a little skiff or a little red wagon with the camera just going. And she wants to cosplay that.
I want to cosplay that moment, like behind the scenes Sam Raimi. And I haven't.
Do we have any pictures of that behind the scenes? Like of an actual picture of it happening?
I don't know.
Oh.
We also I have an Ashy Slashy puppet that I wanted to bust out
Ashley
for a
Slashy.
con. It would be so fun to interview as the puppet. Anyway, it's a hard weekend because a
Now,
lot
Cor-
of Fan Expo.
You've actually attended more Texas Frightmares, right?
Yes, I've attended one, which I don't know if anyone else here has. Bryce has also attended
Bryce did
Frightmare as
not.
well.
I've attended 3 times.
And honestly, like as big as the con is, it always feels really intimate. The actors are really excited to meet everybody there because they're not just like
They're diehard fans.
They are
and they're like-
die-hard fans, which I volunteered there the year that I went, and I was helping out one of the actresses for Suspiria. And I have never seen the level of dedication that some of these people have. One of them had a poster for her to sign that she had never seen before. It was a limited poster that was used in one theater in, I think, a really unknown part, relatively, of Italy, which is already pretty amazing because she is Italian and she'd never seen this poster and she was just in shock, like, what is this? And like he gingerly unrolled it from the paper that he had it in. He's like, I'm trying to get the whole cast to sign it. I'm missing yours, and I'm missing one of the other actors that wasn't there. And there were also people that had like full albums of just posters and collections.
What's the
Yeah, they're collectors, old school horror.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of the
what's the
people are.
dealer room situation? Please go into detail.
Unfortunately, I don't know the dealer room situation. I was volunteering at
okay.
the actor table the whole time, but I did get to sit there and enjoy kind of the milling about and seeing how the actors interacted with everybody. 9 times out of 10, they would get excited and jump around from the table and take pictures with people, and basically it felt very friendly. There was, and everyone was going at the actors' comfort level, and a lot of the actors seemed more than willing to talk with their fans, take time with them. The only time there was a huge line was the conductor for Suspiria was also the conductor of Night of the Living Dead. And the same director was also a part of that movie as well. So we were all just sectioned together. So that was the only time there was a really big line, because they basically funneled them through for a special signing.
Bryce, did you go to the dealer's room? Just real quick. Have you been to the dealer's room?
Absolutely.
Is it?
What is the
What was
dealer
it
room
like?
situation? Please. Asking for a friend.
No, you're not.
You would be pleasantly surprised. It's a pretty good sized room, and they've got everything that you can think of: retro clothing, old T-shirts, pictures, DVDs,
How about kaiju merchandise at this?
You know what? They would have Godzilla. They would have Japanese toys there. They would definitely have that. I've seen that. They have all sorts of horror figures, NECA merchandise.
Yeah.
You said NECA.
Well, I mean, we talked about NECA on alternate heads.
Yeah.
They're killing it in the horror
Oh, it's
the
fantastic.
horror figures.
So
right now.
I have
Totes.
I have a friend of mine named Tony Wynn who actually went to Frightmare a couple years ago, and they had the certificate of authentication. He got an original Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster signed by the entire cast, with most of that cast is dead anyways, but he managed to find one with the entire cast signed.
Wow.
It was a documentary.
Yes.
Wait.
But he found an original 1974 poster that was signed by the entire cast, and there's not
Okay.
yeah.
Before. Okay.
Yeah.
No, they
I was
just
picturing
Weekend at Bernie's
Weekend
style.
at Bernie's.
No,
He signed it.
no,
Did
the
he?
entire cast had signed this poster that was from 1974.
That
and
makes much
there's
more
not many
sense.
of them out there, because some of the actors that were in that movie afterwards were I don't want to be associated with this kind of thing. But
That's fair. They were tortured. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Texas Chainsaw for very specific reasons.
But yeah, he has an
People
entire
don't like
his
it.
poster signed by the
But
entire cast.
it's cool.
With the certificate
You got it if you
of
wanted it.
authentication, because those things are important, because fakes. So
And the other thing, I feel the pain for me is partly as a filmmaker, because nobody knows more about working through a budget and creating a story
then horror films.
than horror films. Horror films have the best return on investment. They're the most likely to be moderately
Saw.
funded.
They should try paying for
Blair
it.
Witch.
Hashtag James Wan, please come to cons.
Yeah. Oh, and not just him. What's his face? Purge guy, James
I forget. Demonico?
DeMonico.
Yeah, that guy. I would.
He can teach you
Lose
how to
my
make
mind.
120 million off a $3 million investment.
Like,
It's
what?
insane. And I'm not interested in the money beyond getting funded and paying bills, but
Would be lovely.
they have a lot to teach us and a lot we can learn about practical.
And
Filmmaking.
The lights out guy. What is his name?
I never remember David H. something.
Something.
okay,
Anyways.
real quick. Okay, so we got one more
That's what I
con.
want to see at HorrorCon.
We've got one
He'd
more
be
con to talk
likely be
about.
at Fan Expo this year.
One more thing about Frightmare. They have a lot of guests which typically don't cancel.
Yeah,
Some-
that as well.
Some,
This is the
Fair.
plague
That's
of Fan
fair.
Expo.
some conventions do have that problem. Now, I want to say that a lot of these
Matt
people
Smith
that
stuff.
sign and do photo ops at these conventions, they seem to be a little bit more affordable
Yeah.
at Frightmare. which
It's
is
a
great.
Frightmare is a fan con.
Yes, it was made for
It really
the
is
fans.
outstanding. If you've never tried it, you should definitely check out Frightmare. And this year they have a stellar lineup of guests, and I would certainly recommend you go. And it's I have a lot of fun. It's 3 days for a reason. You can't pack all the fun into one day if you really want to visit with a lot of people. But yeah, Jason, there is a great dealer's room, and I actually have a lot of fun there. I mean, I wouldn't have gone there 3 years if
I will
if I
say,
didn't enjoy it. For
I
sure.
do feel like you have to say, to be fair, that Fan Expo has been great about refunds and stuff
Yes,
around their
yes.
cancellations. I feel like they've always been fair,
Yeah.
but you're right, it does suck sometimes.
Though they did get caught this year that apparently a guest they had announced never actually signed, and they announced it before she actually was gonna even say yes or no.
I didn't think that was Fan Expo. I
And
thought
then-
No, that was
someone
Fan
else.
Expo.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then she put a thing out on Twitter like, I never said I was gonna be there. We were talking, but I told them I was gonna be able to make it, and they announced it before I even give them an answer. So that was the thing that happened.
I don't
That
know.
was the Once Upon a Time star, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I read that.
So, all right, one more con to talk about real quick because they finally announced a location. What? Okay, here we go. Okay, so
Someone go rub Cora's shoulders
Uh,
before this story.
Acon, June 27th through the 30th of this year will be taking place at Fair Park.
Yes. Yes, it will. And
The-
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. The closest. Okay, you want to go?
Yes,
you want to
because-
go, Cora?
Yes, because I am
Go
so
off, Cora. Go
I am
off.
so tired of everybody going negative
It's
Nancy
an outdoor
immediately.
con.
It's like,
It's
It's like, okay. So my immediate thought was, oh no, it's outdoors because I'm used to the fair. But then Acon posted the information saying, no, it's in these buildings, which gives more indoor space than previous cons have. Like, it has more space in there than the Fort Worth Convention Center does.
See, I don't go to the
So-
fair, so I didn't even expect the outburst because the only events I've been to there, mostly, have been indoor events. I've been like, what? Oh, no.
Yeah, and see, I've only been to the fair, so I was used to the outdoors, and that's what everyone is saying. So, not that. There are going to be shuttles from the the con hotels to the convention, or to the to Fair Park.
And they're not that far. It's 2 miles.
Yeah, so you won't be walking 2 miles in your costume, which, you know what, that's fair. If you were going to have to walk 2 miles
That would suck.
in cosplay, yes, that you would have a leg to stand on there, but you don't now. Again, as well, and I'm going to be mean about this, and I don't even care anymore.
Go off.
Go off.
You won't be. Some people have been complaining, well, now I can't change costumes. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for you because I
Welcome
don't.
to the plight of everyone
Yeah.
who travels to cons day by day, like we do.
I never
Those
rent a
goddamn anime
room.
dweebs.
Yeah, I stayed
I
in a hotel
never-
once. It was awesome, but
Yeah, like,
that's it.
even if I have a hotel room, I don't change costumes. That's just a personal preference. But it's not a necessity to enjoy the con.
But I
So-
want to be this character now.
Well, then you get to go back to the con.
Make
You
a
get to go back to the
Junkrat
hotel.
tire backpack.
But Cora, the crime rate around Fair Park is really
Oh,
high.
don't even. Oh God. Okay,
That was
so,
my favorite one. Can
So,
I,
as-
okay,
You're
go
not
ahead.
used
As-
to going to dodgy areas for a con? I'm sorry. Like, what?
As Ricardo had stated before the show, no one complains about the crime rate during the fair.
No one.
Literally
Absolutely
nobody.
no one. There, hundreds of thousands of people go to the fair every year, and no one says, "Well, I can go to the fair because there's certain people there, and I'm gonna get mugged." Like, no, shut up.
Build a
Buddy
scarier
system.
cosplay.
Buddy system.
You should
You'll
be
be
the
fine.
scariest thing around.
I
You're not.
this whole
You did
thing
your
like,
cosplay.
oh, the Acon's gonna be the first con where there's a crime. No, you know what? That's
Actually, no. I'm gonna allow me to tell you
Go
that
for it.
other cons have had bad things happen to them.
what's the
And
one down in Houston?
We're not going to talk about Matsuri.
Oh,
That's
that
that's
one,
a
that one.
whole
Screw
other
you.
thing. But no, at Anime Fest one year, this was years ago when it was back at the Hyatt, a kid got kidnapped. And it's in a good area. So don't give me the area excuse.
Also, just
it
be
doesn't matter.
careful. You don't get to abandon all responsibility anywhere. Be careful. If
Don't-
if it's dodgy, like grab a buddy. Use the buddy systems.
Right.
Or
Ask
fire a
somebody
warning
you know
shot.
to walk.
Right. Also,
Yes.
Also,
You
it's
don't
fair.
want to say that about going to a con when
Yeah,
you
no
already
warning
have
shot.
to go
No
through
warning bullet.
crops
No
check.
warning bullet.
No warning bullet.
Get
Gotcha.
take pepper spray. You know what? Take pepper spray.
Yeah. And also, something that everyone needs to keep in mind, because people were also complaining about the date change. They just bought this con. Literally, the guy in charge of this just bought this con off of the old owners because they couldn't afford to keep it anymore. He was like the whole new team has basically been trying their hardest to get something. And honestly, it's a very good assumption that Fair Park was the only place they could get that would still be in the time frame of A-Kon.
Within the price range.
Within the price range, because everyone has to remember they have sold a bunch of tickets already, and they already spent some of that money doing other stuff for the convention.
And the hotels, like, they rebooked, right?
Yeah.
And they have, like,
Yeah,
deals to make
yeah,
sure it wouldn't screw
Yeah,
people
the
over.
hotel portal.
Hotels for Hope is something that they're working through. I don't know much about it personally, but I do know that it's helping people redo their reservations so they don't have to book a hotel twice, essentially.
And they're mailing badges, right?
Yeah, they're mailing badges, and actually, like, I put on our sheet that it didn't have a price. I just couldn't find it because I'm stupid. The new website's new, but for a 4-day pass, it's only $65.
That's pretty good.
And
How much is All-Con for 2 days?
60 currently. It'll be
Yeah.
70 at the door, though.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Look, you're getting a bomb-ass deal.
So
Yeah,
I
and-
just think of it as it's a new con, so
Yeah.
they're going to have
Essentially,
some
yeah.
some new con issues actually, but
Right.
also if you had a bad taste about other things about A-Kon, it's a new con. Take a deep breath and don't judge them on this first initial year of the new management.
My only real
Right.
fear, kind of, for this con is the vendors, with hotels being a little further away and having to take shuttles back and forth. I really don't see people buying stuff and lugging it around for half a day and then going back to the hotel or doing trips back and forth. That's my only concerns for the vendors not having.
Maybe they'll work something
Well,
out. I
they
think
have that's a
valid.
locked facility. I mean, during the fair, they put
No,
expensive cars in there.
I'm talking about like people buying stuff and then taking it back to the hotel and then coming
okay.
back. That's the only thing I'm afraid of is for the people there that
I think people will do end of day shopping, so I think there'll be a lot more. I'm not going to buy this
least
right
they
now.
should.
I'm hoping that they'll come
Yeah.
back.
Jason's very
No.
good at that.
No.
I'm excited as a photographer
Oh yeah,
for
Oh,
a
it's
new
gorgeous out there.
location.
Yeah,
that's so beautiful.
and like
I think
I
it's cool.
I was a little sad that in their announcement video they didn't show the inside of the convention center, but I'm pretty sure that there may have been an event going on when they did their filming, so it wouldn't have been a good representation of the space.
I think Robert Goodrick was in that video. I think that was him in that.
There are a
But,
couple people we know.
But
Yeah.
I know their dealer's room won't be danky and poorly lit.
So overall,
that'll
Cor,
be
are
good.
you excited for A-Kon this year?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm as excited for it as I am every year because I mean, I help run a booth, so I don't really get to enjoy the con itself.
And what booth is
necessarily.
that?
That is Nighthawk Armory. Run-
We've interviewed them.
Yep,
It was
run
great.
run by Olin Knight. Ooh, can you hand me the sword? Can you hand me the sword?
Well, I'm going to hold my own damn sword.
Hey,
the sword.
She got
Give her the sword.
She
I'm
got
the one that knows about
Now
the
she
sword.
has
Get
a
over
sword
here.
and a gun.
We sell foam weaponry that looks good enough for props, which is what.
Nicely weighted too.
Yeah, they're actually weighted because they're meant for LARPing, so you can actually use them.
You can't kill someone with it, but you can probably give them a concussion. So
Yeah,
If you want to see a lot of them in action, look up our old
Like-
interview.
like these in particular have carbon fiber for their core, so they're a little sturdier.
Ooh.
But others have fiberglass. Or no, these are fiberglass cores. Carbon fiber are the ones for don't use these to hit people because you will hurt them
I'm
horribly.
Sure, I'm sure
You will
Owen
hurt them,
appreciate
but
it.
they're
We should- we
soft
should
enough
test
on the
these,
outside.
Jason.
No, I've already seen what a test
No,
does.
to not
Okay.
to not
No.
hurt by like just contact. Don't hit.
Oh yeah, no,
someone
no,
with
no.
it.
There's no metal in this at all.
Okay.
But I run that booth, so it's more of a. I get to listen to my booth, the guy that runs our booth, grumble about having a loss of profit because I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going into this expecting a loss of profit because new venue, the backlash that the con has gotten for no reason, honestly. All of that stuff. I mean, we still have the guest list isn't large right now.
Well, not yet.
No, but
They're
we
saying more announcements are coming.
yeah, more announcements will be in March, but we have a lot of voice actors, we have an illustrator, we have some cosplayers, we have the performers, like who the concerts are going to be. So
I'm just waiting to the couple days after A-Kon ends that people are gonna be like, that wasn't so bad. That was actually a lot more fun. Like all these people that are bitching and complaining about this, I'm like, shut up.
yeah,
Hey,
pretty
mind
much.
you,
Enjoy it.
When we're going over this, we don't want any con to fail because we like going to cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not crapping on any con. We want them all to be great. And we want to have a good time. We want people to have a good time. So yeah, that's our hopes for any con. I like a con,
Children.
especially the dealer room. Yes, I'm gonna bring up the dealer room again. Because Tamashii
You are a collector.
Tamashii Nations be there at A-Con. I love them to death.
I actually wanted to say something about dealer rooms because I got a question a couple times from people who don't go to a lot of cons. Like they went to a big con and they were disappointed by the dealer room having all the same stuff and not their favorite fandoms. So if that happens to you, go to smaller cons.
Yes.
At big cons, what happens is they need to put out their most popular stuff, and only certain artists and groups can afford the booth rental fees.
Yes.
Smaller cons are more likely to have more diverse fandoms represented. They're more likely to have more like independent artists and some really cool stuff. I found last year, it was at AllCon, was the only time the whole year I saw a poster of Morpheus from Sandman.
Oh.
And it's the only fan art I have of him. It's not even fan art.
When you get those
He's a
special
comic book
finds, it's
artist.
just worth it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was at AllCon, a relatively small con. They could put out whatever.
North Texas Comic Book Show, I found the first run of Batman, the sequel to the Long Halloween, Dark Victory. All the single issues, all 13 of them, they were like in great condition. It was like $25.
Yeah, small cons are going to have better, like, diversity
Yeah.
in what's represented in their
And they ran their
dealership.
show in February this year, but they normally run 2 a year, so we don't have an announcement for what their summer show will be. Hopefully, July-ish.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Hopefully for that, QuakeCon is July 25th.
Ooh.
That's the gamer con. I'm
That's
pumped.
Oh,
GamerCon.
yeah.
I'm hoping to maybe run a one-shot at that con, either me or Kat. No.
Not at QuakeCon, because...
One shot like a
Just have-
comic?
No.
A
D&D.
D&D.
Oh,
a D&D
okay.
one-shot. Or play some of their games. They have a library of just board games there. That's what I did last year. Lots of fun. And you
Oh, we
just kinda
can't
hang
figure
out.
We
out
also did-
Reaper. When is ReaperCon?
Oh.
Allow me to look that up for you.
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
We
I'm
also have a
so-
fest, which is smaller than A-Con, but
Yep.
still lots of fun.
Oh,
I
man.
actually
Lots of Japanese stuff
I
at
actually
A-Fest.
prefer A-Fest over A-Con as a personal preference because, one, I don't have to work it, so I can actually enjoy it.
People are so
And
happy at A-Fest.
The thing I love about A-Fest, and it's something they've always done, is the artist alley is in the general area. So you don't have to have a ticket to enjoy the artist alley.
I hung out
Which-
did a photo shoot with one of your friends last
Yeah.
year.
A-Fest, that is August 16th through the 19th.
Yay.
Another small con. So much fun.
The fans are everyone's
Yeah.
so
Great
cool
dealer
there.
room. I'm going to go ahead and just put
Great
that out
dealer
there.
room.
I love the panels.
Love the panels.
Especially the artist alley. That's free to get into.
A lot
But,
of cosplayers, very enthusiastic
Oh, yeah.
cosplayers of not just anime, although a lot of anime,
Bryce
a
got that
lot
great
of games.
video of the what was that team again?
Yeah.
They were the.
They were like a
they
Super
were-
Sentai.
Yeah. They were the parody of the Super Sentai. They were all in tracksuits.
That's the kind of
Yeah.
enthusiasm
They
I
got
like.
I
that-
loved it. It
That
was-
creep in the suit.
The guy from Over the Garden Wall
Yeah.
was cosplaying. All of these smaller cons are they're so much fun. You run around, you hang out, get your Batman onesie out, and just have fun.
Yeah.
Take a flask.
ReaperCon, by the way,
Not official.
is going to be August 29th through September 1st.
Oh,
Ooh.
You have to make that one.
You
if
have
you
to go.
like,
So much
It's-
fun.
if you're a tabletop
Yeah.
gamer,
If
you
you
have
are
to go.
if you're a tabletop enthusiast, you have to go. Like 100%, you must go. You also get to tour the Reaper Factory, which is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
there's a lot to offer if you play a lot of tabletop, especially the art alley that they have there. Not the artists, but like people have painted miniatures.
Oh,
And
they also have a paint and
The
take.
mini like little. I don't even know what to
I'm
call
so
them.
excited about this year. Last year I had just started painting minis, and this year, like, I've been pretty into it.
What's also important to note with ReaperCon, especially for people who are like Kat, who just started getting to paint minis, and Jason as well, they have classes on how to paint minis, including 2 different classes, one for younger children and then one for adults on how to paint the eyes, because they're really hard.
Especially Reapers have those little, like, ball eyes. And don't skip the factory tour. It's really
No,
interesting.
absolutely go to the factory.
And you can get, like, figures. You can trade out your figures, stuff like that. It's cool.
They have a
Also,
nice little-
lots of free stuff.
They have a nice gallery there too of the stuff that's already painted. Like those,
Oh.
those dragons in
yeah.
the gallery are beautiful.
They also have battle maps and battle not figurines. I don't know. But
think-
they have dungeons that you can build. They have little squares that are different kinds
Specialized
of
note taking
rounds.
stuff.
Should we start
So
doing
interesting.
one-shots of our adventures at cons?
I mean,
Like,
I
I'm pretty
can
sure
make
Anime
one.
Fest would let us do a panel where we do a one-shot.
I'd be
I
okay.
think it would be fun.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
I think we should do it, and we could like switch it up a little, different. Like you could play in one maybe sometime. I could run if it was simple enough. I could run something simple, you know.
Yeah.
So like kind
So
of,
much fun.
and that way you wouldn't have to
Maybe
add a
play-
bunch
I
of
could probably
stress.
finally join one time.
You could play
Yeah.
D&D with us.
I would
Yay.
love that.
So we're probably going to have more of a look at maybe summer cons coming out, but this is the start of cons. What?
Oh, I just had one more con. It's more in fall though.
Oh, what?
Go ahead.
Which one is it?
Retropalooza in October.
Oh, yeah.
October 19th through 20th, since we were talking about niche stuff. Retropalooza focuses solely on retro gaming, retro
Oh, yeah.
movies, retro anything. Did you like a specific board game in like the 70s? They probably have it there.
If you liked Marvel's website, Captain Marvel's website,
Yeah, if you liked
Mania,
the
then go to
90s
this
Captain
con.
Marvel,
Is
For
the 90s
you.
now retro?
the 90s count in the retro
20 years.
spectrum.
If you remember what
Because of
Saturday morning
gaming,
cartoons
it-
were, you need to go to
No,
Retropalooza.
but because of gaming, it kind of has to, because most
Yeah.
of retro gaming.
So like
is
Hungry
90s.
Hippos and Operation
I mean, Hungry Hippos is older than the
Monopoly.
90s,
Is
wasn't
it?
it?
Teach your
Okay.
children how to.
Jumanji.
You know,
Yeah, actually.
you know what I saw
Small
in Target?
soldiers.
What I saw
Yes,
in Target
oh my
today?
God.
Film.
Great
Say what?
game board. Great game.
Old school. I saw in Target Crossfire. You'll get caught up in the
Oh my gosh, yes.
Crossfire.
Oh my God.
Crossfire. Crossfire. That was the best commercial.
So, while we're all excited for the big cons, don't forget all the little cons. They're so much fun just to hang out at.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna do a show upcoming about cosplays in progress for that.
That is
Yes.
next week's show, actually.
Next week's show.
Oh, yeah.
I won't be
Cass and I are
here.
gonna
I'll
do
be in
a
my
show
honeymoon.
and tell.
Yeah.
But we're
Ricardo
not,
will be at Disney.
so we are reaching the end of
Magic
the show.
for
We got to
him.
start winding this thing now. We're at a little bit over. Apologize for the technical
di-
difficulties earlier, but that's on AT&T, not us. Anyway,
We apologize for nothing. The set looks great. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yes, thank
thank
you, Kat and
Kat
Cass.
and Cass, for coming over last night. While I basically sat over there and edited videos, and they worked their
And
butts
cried.
off and finished all this stuff over here. What? You what? You
We were excited to do it. We're like, you just get back to editing, and then like
looks
a
good.
minute would go by, and we'd be like, Jason, we need a level.
We need the tape.
We need a screwdriver.
We're taking off your blinds.
Hey, can we take this window down and replace it with a wall?
That was yesterday.
Next up on cosplay, replacing walls.
So next week, works in progress.
So,
And
yes. And, you know, we'll get into the going. But thank you all for joining us out there in the Super Cool Nation. We appreciate you. There will be some giveaways coming. I saw Spider-Man. I wanted to give that away, but it doesn't come out until mid-month. What? Oh, of course I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
So, normally we run the SCNS Plays D&D games on Saturday, but we will be a little bit busy that day. We got some other business to
I
attend to.
have
Getting this
competing
man
weddings.
hitched.
I
You know,
haven't decided
he can
which
stop
to
being
go
such a floozy out there in the streets and get him hitched.
to. Somebody locked him down
So-
with a wrestling belt.
We will be
Yes.
attending that.
I like that.
But don't be
I'm gonna put that in my
disappointed
vows.
because Sunday we will be running our game instead at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure
And
you
there's
tune
a
in for that.
surprise.
Yes, we are going to the Yeehaw Ranch.
I regret
Make sure you
everything.
tune in for
Watch
that.
show.
Bryce, when are we doing alternate heads again?
So she says to me, "Do you want to be bad?
No.
Surf subspace
I'm
ponies.
gonna drag him over here next
I'm
week.
making gravy.
I'm gonna,
Lumps."
I'm gonna drag him over here next week to do
What?
alternate heads.
I-
Please go
Weird
watch the
in
new
here.
episode of Alternate Heads. By the way, it's
Yeah,
very
baby,
good.
yeah.
We go over Toy Fair. It's awesome. So, good luck getting married, buddy. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
But of course, if you want
After
to
the
follow us
wedding,
on
which
all of
we'll
our
also
social
see
media,
that.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at SCNS Live. Go follow us.
Twitch.
Twitch.tv/SCNS Live. Thank you all for viewing tonight. And if you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at JasonTheX on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter for political stuff, Instagram for toys.
You find me at BetterCat on Instagram or at Badmoon Twitch Badmoon on Twitter, yelling about Overwatch games.
Overwatch.
But you're also going to see her on the
Yeah,
SCNS
we're gonna do
Twitch.
some streaming.
She's gonna stream some Overwatch. I'm gonna also stream some Overwatch, but worse. And I might be streaming some classic games, some playthroughs of some classic games.
We might play Super Mario.
We might have a playthrough of Super Mario World. I definitely want to do a playthrough of Super Metroid. All these classic games. But in the meantime, you can find me at Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley. That is on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find both of us drawing horribly on Doa Drawings. That's DOA Drawings.
What's
It's
that on?
doubly horrible.
That's on Twitter.
Okay.
And we draw terrible versions of funny things that Overwatch casters say.
Heard that.
I have to go find this.
Where are you at, Bryce?
Dementia.
To your
Do
right,
you know where you are?
to the left.
Okay.
I'm Bryce Culver on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm on Bryce Culver on Facebook, and I'm Trapdoor Toys on Instagram.
Which is now posting again. Yay!
Yay!
Also, Bryce attended Portland Comic Con, right? This weekend. All those videos you saw on the Facebook.
Wizard World, right?
Wizard World.
Wizard World.
Portland.
Wizard World Portland, and all those videos you saw on the Facebook page. Bryce took those. Great panels you captured, by the way.
It was a lot of fun.
Good work,
I
dude.
had a blast over there. Didn't enjoy the rain, but other than that,
But you had to expect it, being
I
in
did.
Portland and all.
I did. A
Okay.
lot of hippies, a lot of
Oh, yeah.
hipsters
It's
over
gorgeous out there, though, right? It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
there. Nope, not the part of that
Nope.
I saw. Nope, not with all that rain.
Take that,
it's-
Portland!
We saw the pretty part?
We saw
Okay.
that.
You can find me on Instagram under Alamo Nerd 89. I've been doing the 365-day challenge. Today is day 59, so keep that up. I will do my best while I'm gone to keep that up. And then Rick's Flicks will be coming back soon. I've just been busy getting stuff ready for the wedding, so I apologize for not putting those up. But Bohemian Rhapsody and Stars Born came out, so go check those out. And Rick at Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And Cora, where can they find you? Stop posting about Suikoden.
I will never stop posting about Suikoden. Don't
true.
ever tell me to stop.
You're testing me.
You can find all of my Suikoden shitposting on Twitter at Hawksperch because I refuse to stop, but I will keep it concentrated there. And if you also like Suikoden, hit me up over there. Or you can hit me up and check out my artwork and cosplay stuff on Instagram at Korodono, Korodono. I've started posting more, so please check that out.
Anyway, I don't know what has happened over here.
Hey, real quick, Jason, the day she starts post about Suikoden is when Suikoden 3 comes out and she
She's been
dies.
testing
Suikoden 3 is already out, actually.
4, whatever it is.
6.
6, okay.
6.
When 6 one comes out, she's just gonna die of shock.
She's
Yeah, pretty
testing
much.
my patience. Anyway, guys, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week. And as we always say around here, keep on nerding.
Marginally unfriendly.
Sobriety sucks.
All right, that is our show. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the live video version of this, you can find it at YouTube and Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing week.